Welcome to the Network Marketing Mindset Podcast, where you'll learn how to transform your mindset and achieve massive success in your network marketing business. Here's your host, business mindset coach, Deb Erickson.
Hey, welcome everyone to the Network Marketing Mindset Podcast for Women with Deb Erickson. I'm so excited that you're here. Today, we're going to be talking about why Neuro Tools are so incredibly impactful for women in network marketing. In fact, I'm going to share a study with you that's going to blow your mind on how powerful, right? How impactful Neuro Tools are to change women's confidence, to elevate their confidence, to eliminate self-doubt, to help them feel more self-esteem, higher levels of self-esteem, feel like they are enough, and to face their fears, silence those fears, and move themselves into action. Hey guys, ready? All right, perfect. Let's get started. So first, I'm going to start with a survey that we did 2020 this year, the beginning of this year. And what we did is we surveyed 500 network marketing and direct selling professionals from 26 companies around the world, because I wanted to really uncover what is it that's going on behind the scenes, right? What is it that is causing women either to be successful or not be successful in the same company? And so here's what we got. And the first piece that I'm going to share with you is like a no-brainer, right? So here's what it is. Top producers, guess what? They're in action, right? They're in action. And as we evaluated the numbers, it was really evident that these numbers represent kind of some basics. You need to reach out 20 lead generations every single day, 3 income producing activities, 4 enrollments of potential builders every single month, earn $10,000 a month. In other words, there's some basics that it's kind of like, if you're doing this, then you're probably in the top 2 to 3% of your company. And that was a no-brainer. I guess I knew that before we even started asking questions. But then, and this is the really scary part, as we dug down a little bit deeper and said, okay, let's see what everybody else is doing. The shocking part was how many women are doing nothing. And I don't mean that in a judgmental way. I mean, when I said how many lead generation activities a day, more than 50% of them said zero. Right? And how many of you are doing 1, 2, 3? It was like 76%. We're doing just a handful. So the kind of the disparity between the small amount of action being done by the majority and the large amount of action being done by very, very few. But I went on. I didn't want to end it there. I said, okay, how many IPAs, income producing activities? Again, 43% are doing none. No income producing activities every single day. And you guys are going to say, well, obviously, they just don't get it. They don't want it bad enough. Maybe they don't have a big enough why. Maybe they're just lazy. And I'm here to tell you the answer to all of that is no. It isn't that they don't know what to do. They do. They've been trained. It isn't that they don't want it. They do. They want it with a passion. It's that something is getting in the way. Now, when I said, okay, guys, tell me, what is it? What's the greatest obstacle that's preventing you from taking the action that you know needs to be done and you want to do it? What is it that's getting in the way? 97% of them said mindset. So when you hear people on stage say mindset is everything, well, they're telling you the truth. It's at least 97% of it for sure. And so if mindset is the cause for what keeps us apart from doing the things we know how to do and we want to do every single day, then better question is, okay, then what's the solution, right? What's the solution? Because, our training, the training that we've all been through in our world, in our society, right, is a very kind of male-dominant, force-focused kind of training. In other words, if you've been in sales, like I've been in sales, if you've been in sales the last 2 decades, then you've learned to do things, or you've heard things like, face your fear and do it anyway, right? It's all in the numbers. Go for the no. Just reach out and make it happen. Be a make a way, find a way kind of girl. And I'm here to tell you there are moments when force, it works. And I would say when you are in the last week of qualifying for some big campaign, yeah, baby, go for it. Move past your fear, do it anyway, force, make it happen, ask for favors, you bet. But you guys, it's not a long-term strategy. You guys get it? It's the strategy you use to lean into the tape. If you were running 1,000-yard dash, you know what you'd do? You'd use that force energy and last 5 steps of the race, right? Because you're giving it everything you've got. You're throwing yourself over the finish line, but you can't do that day in and day out. So when I asked another question, I said, okay, talk to me about what are the mindset challenges specifically. Here's what really blew me away. Here's what women said to me. 34% of the women that we interviewed said it's self-doubt. In other words, I've got self-doubting thoughts running through my head. There's a negative mental chatter. You can't do it. You're not enough. It'll never happen for you. Right? What makes you think it's going to happen this time? You're just a girl. You're not smart enough. Whatever it is. You guys get it? Self-doubting mindset chatter. And 33% of the women we interviewed said it's fear, right? I am literally frozen by fear, or I run away, I avoid, I sabotage, I procrastinate. Fear is causing me to hesitate and not move forward. And 22% said, you know what? It's a deep core lack of self-esteem. I don't believe I'm enough. Wow. I got to tell you guys, those numbers just blew me away. They blew me away because doubt, self-doubt, fear, and self-esteem, guess what? These are things that we can do something about. Yeah, you can go into therapy and you can spend a decade, like I did, in therapy, and it can be a fabulous thing to process childhood pains and traumas. Absolutely. But bottom line, here's the bottom line. You got to run a business day in and day out. And in that moment, when it's time for you to run your business, you got to decide, what am I going to do? Right? You bump up against that fear. What are they going to think? They're going to think I'm a pushy salesperson. What are they going to say about me? They're going to say I'm taking advantage, or I'm pushing in a moment of crisis. And I'm worried about my reputation. You guys get it? And so all of that internal negative chatter, well, you may have done a lot of healing. You may have done a lot of healing in the therapy that you've done for years, or the self-help books you've read. Here's the truth. In the moment of that negative mental chatter, you better have a neuro tool to close the gap. Now, here's what I mean. There's a performance gap, isn't there? On one side of the Grand Canyon that you might be standing on right now, this is where you learn things. You're learning, you're growing, you're practicing your skills, you're mastering systems, you're buying new strategies all the time. But that's not necessarily helping you bridge the gap and get on the other side of what feels like that Grand Canyon, which is the place where you are actively engaged moment to moment to moment in the business activities that are growing your business, and you're doing it with ease and flow and grace. What's going to bridge that gap? Neuro tools. Now, why is it that neuro tools seem to be so profoundly effective for women? And please hear me, I'm not saying they're not effective for men, but they are radically changing how women perceive their business and how women are able to move themselves past those mental and emotional blocks, those brick walls that have caused them to get stuck for so many years. What is it about a neuro tool that almost feels like magic? What is it? It's really simple, guys. What a neuro tool does is that it momentarily, hear it, silences the fear center, that part of the brain that says, whoa, warning, 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 scary things ahead, right? It's silencing that voice, that neurological reaction to fear that causes your heart to race and your eyes to bug out, right? And you just sweat and your mouth to get dry. It's like it's silencing all of that. And it also allows you to silence the negative chatter, the mental stuff, the emotional stuff that runs through your body and through your head at a lightning pace, and it feels like it's almost impossible to control it. Well, what Neuro Tools do is it silences all of that. It causes it, just for a moment, to almost disappear, or at least feel faint and in the background. And in that moment, when you're able to silence the fear and the negative mental chatter that's running through your mind, if you're able to silence all of that, then guess what? You can move into action with ease. You can make that phone call. You can go live. You can give a presentation, teach a class, hold a party, whether it's virtual or live. You'll be able to reach out to that stranger. You'll be able to reach up to that woman that's on your chicken list that you've been afraid to call. You'll be able to do all of that with ease and grace. Why? Because fear is asleep. Fear is not a player. The worry, the doubt, the mental, judgmental, not enough mental chatter, it's silence. And when that's silence, guess what happens? Your natural passion, your joy, your authentic energy, man, it just floods. It comes out of every pore of your being because you love your product. You love the women that you are serving. You love your company. You love the opportunity. You know that you are making a difference in the world. You're building a community. You're building relationships. These are all things as women we love to do. And the only thing that's getting in the way is our fear center, our doubts, our self-esteem. And when we have a tool that elevates your self-esteem, it elevates your feeling of enoughness, and it silences the doubt and the fear, then the true you gets to show up and come out and play. That's what Neuro Tools do. You guys get it? All right, so let me give you a Neuro Tool for today that anybody can use anytime, anywhere. It's simply this. When you feel fear, when your brain runs into, I'm not enough, I can't do it. So you're going into doubt, self-judgment, not enoughness, right? Fear of rejection, fear of judgment, fear of what everybody else is going to say. I'm not enough, I'm not prepared, I'm not ready, all of that stuff. When that starts showing up, okay, what I want you to recognize, I want you to look at fear and doubt and self-judgment, all of that stuff, and see it as a crying baby. Because that's really what it is. Your amygdala has gotten triggered and bam, man, it's running. And what we want to do is put it back to sleep. Put it back to sleep. So it's like a crying baby. What would you do with a crying baby? You would put it in your arms. You'd stroke her head. Right? You'd look at her with compassion and love and appreciation, right? And you'd say, Mama's here. I'm here. It's all okay. Everything's all right. Shh, back to sleep, little one, back to sleep. No problem. And you'd rock in the chair, maybe sing a soft song. You would reassure that little one that all is well. Well, in a way, we're going to do the same thing with your brain. What I want you to recognize is that the most important thing when your brain is active and afraid and scared and spewing ugly, negative practice, thoughts, and habits, what we want to do is, first of all, take a deep breath, a deep cleansing breath, and recognize this, that in the midst of the crazy, right? Your brain wants to take like a hard left. Imagine you're coming up a road, right? And your brain is like, I'm going to freak out. And you want to run down the doubt, fear, and low self-esteem issue, right? You're going to go that direction. It's like your brain wants to go hard left. What I want you to imagine is that you see a stop sign, right? See a big, huge red stop sign come flying up to your face. And you can even yell if you need to in your head, stop, stop it. I refuse to go down that path. Stop, right? So it's a hard stop. And then imagine you're going to take that fear and soothe it like a crying baby. Take a deep breath. Do this with me. Take a deep breath in. If you're not driving, close your eyes. Even tilt your head back slightly. Why? Because neurologically, what's happening when you're breathing deep, you slow down your brain wave frequencies, you close your eyes, tilt your head back. The signals to your brain are saying all is well, go back to sleep, right? You're going to tilt your head back, close your eyes, breathe deep, breathe slow. We're slowing the brain wave frequencies down. Use a soft, calming voice. Say to your brain, it's okay. Everything's all right. I got this. All is well. Nothing to see here. Deep breaths in. And I will suggest that if you would close your eyes and take 3 deep cleansing breath in, and on the in-breath, breathe in hope and light and love and abundance and joy and appreciation and passion and vision. And on the out-breath, release fear, let go of doubt, let go of the messages of not enoughness. Just release and relax and let go. Anything that doesn't work for you, anything that's heavy, anything that's dark, any place in your body where there is tightness, say to it, relax. Say it slow, say it soft. Just give it a command. Release, relax, allow, and let go. You guys got it? Good. Breathe in light and love and abundance and joy and vision and passion and empowerment. Breathe it all in. Strong, confident, bold. And on the out breath, release, relax, allow, let go. Let's do it again. We're going to do it 3 times, guys. Always in 3s. Big breath in. Pull it all the way from the base of your spine. Pull it up, pull it up, pull it up. Big breath in. Light, love, joy, passion, power, confidence, boldness, vision, success, abundance. Breathe it in. And on the out breath, release, relax, allow, let go. Good. Now, I promise you this. When you stop the moment you feel yourself headed down a negative path. And in that moment, you stop, right? And in that moment, you take 3 big, cleansing, deep breaths where you're closing your eyes and tilting your head back and you're talking softly to yourself. I promise you this. Your anxiety will drop considerably. Your fear gets silenced, at least momentarily, right? The doubt, the unworthiness, all of that. There's this total compassionate release of that energy. And in that moment, when you open your eyes back up, just pick up your phone and make the call. Pick up your phone and go live. Pick up your phone and start the class. You guys get it? So in other words, when you understand the power of your brain, the power of where your mind will run, if you let it run, the chances are it's going to run into doubt and fear and questions about your value and your worthiness. But you now have a tool to stop it and to choose instead. You're going to silence that fear and choose instead a path of joy and abundance and love and passion and action. You guys get it? Now, let me just tell you the results. This is just one neuro tool. In ICAN Institute, I have created and packaged 70 neuro tools. 70 tools that help you either instantly shift the energy of where your brain was going and redirect it, or create a long-term elevation of your core worthiness, right? So one or the other, right? There's over 70 neuro tools. And these neuro tools are designed for women in direct selling and network marketing. Can anyone use them? Of course. But the verbiage is really specific for that industry. You guys got it. Now, what's interesting, we also obviously have business mindset classes. There's also content to help you understand neuroscience, how neuro tools work. But I want to tell you a real quick case study result. There's a short-term case study that we did where we took a group of women through 10 weeks, just 10 weeks. They had a class once a week where they were understanding their own minds and how they were stuck and why they were stuck and what was going on in their business. And during that time, half of the group decided they were going to use, or just a little under half of the group decided they wanted to use 2 neuro tools a day. So they invested about 10 minutes a day to shift their mind so that they could move into action every single day. They increased their action, their daily action by 30% and increased their results up to 50%. So that means sales and recruiting. The second group decided they were going to commit to 3 to 4 neuro tools a day. So they did 15 to 20 minutes throughout the day of neuro tools. And they increased their action by over 50% and their sales results up to 100%. That means they doubled the size of their business. And 7% of that group decided, man, they were really going to go for it. And they increased their business by 10 times. They 10x'd their business. 10 times their business. Now let that sink in, guys. One of the women in that particular group increased her sales increased her income from $300 a month to $3,000 a month. What would it mean to you if you could 10x your business? What would it mean to you if you were 10x'd the activity? And what if you could do that in flow and ease and grace? Because she'll tell you is the easiest thing she ever did. Why? Because what neuro tools are doing is silencing the blocks and giving you an opportunity to take action with ease. So imagine if you didn't feel fear. Imagine if you felt fear, but you knew how to silence it anytime you wanted. Imagine that you felt worthy. Imagine that you had unlimited confidence. Imagine if you felt unstoppable, magnetic, right? Passionate. Imagine if you wanted something, you wanted to rank advance, you wanted to qualify for something, and you just moved into action and did it. Imagine if that was your story. Well, you can do that with neuro tools, because what neuro tools do is they help you bridge the gap between what you want and taking action every single day to achieve it. You guys got it? Perfect. All right. Right now, I know many of you are saying, hey, I want to get my hands on that white paper. I want to read the study, the research. I want to understand how the tools work. I want that. And I get it. So what I'm going to let you do is follow the link that's attached here to the podcast. And we'll email you the white paper. And if you say, Deb, that's great, but I'd also really like to learn how to get unstuck. I'd love to take a free workshop and learn how to move out of being stuck into action. Now, let me just say this, guys. I have a workshop series for getting unstuck. And my suggestion is you can all take, everybody listening here could take the first workshop. It's 35 minutes long, pre-recorded, and boom, you'll get the answers that you're looking for. And then if you're a leader and you're like, man, I need to know this stuff to teach my team, there's a second workshop for you as a leader. And those of you go, man, I just want this for me. I want to learn more neuro tools. I want to understand more neuroscience. Then we also have a second workshop for you as a builder as well. You guys got it? More than anything, what I want you to know is that I am dedicated to giving you the tools that you need, the practical daily tools to be able to shift your energy right here, right now, and confidently, boldly, with joy, step into the action that's required in order to experience the success you want. My name is Deb Erickson. I'm a neuro trainer and a business mindset coach. I want to support you on this journey. All right, guys, follow the links below. Get the support you need, right? And hey, don't forget to get over to Apple Podcast and rate and review our podcast. We are always watching your rates and your reviews and sending out goodies and recognizing some of our fans. So make sure you get over and rate and review today. All right, guys, appreciate you much, and we'll see you on another podcast.
You've been listening to the Network Marketing Mindset Podcast with Deb Erickson. To learn more about Deb's business mindset coaching, classes, memberships, and leadership programs, visit us at ICANInstitute.com. And for free weekly tips and techniques to help you develop and grow your business, join our Facebook community today at facebook.com/groups/network marketing mindset with Deb.